Maybe overwhelm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that word.
Cool.
Mm.
In what context did he use this word? Oh no, she disconnected. That's really bad. But then let's go through. Carla, what word did you notice in this video?
Um, server.
Okay, let's
I'm not
talk
sure
about
it's a
that
pronunciation.
pronunciation.
Yes,
Severe.
Saber. Okay,
Severe.
Saber. Saber.
Right. Severe.
Um,
What context do you use that word?
um, I don't remember the exactly words, but
Exact. Not
the
exact.
exact words.
Exactly.
But when the girl comment about the symptoms
Mhm.
and explain the different levels when you get the coronavirus,
Okay.
it's the part that I remember.
Exactly. We were talking about the symptoms. And that's when they started talking about the cough, the aches, the pains, and all those words. So the word looks like a Spanish, no? But it sounds very different.
Yes.
That's something that we need to take into consideration. A word that probably is very similar to Spanish will change in pronunciation. That's why it's very important to take into consideration these
Mhm.
symbols when you read.
Okay.
Good, very, very good. What observations can you make in the video, Brian?
Uh, I just understood for paraphrasing. I don't know if it works for you.
Uh, okay. Right now it will. For today it will. For
Oh,
Friday it will.
okay. Uh, a man was talking about the prediction about the coronavirus, and it actually happens
Exactly.
about about the in increasing numbers of sick people.
Right. Right. Exactly. And the crisis that was coming to hospitals.
Yes, and a term that people used was flatten curve.
Right. Good. Flattened. Mhm. Which
Yeah.
was something that we used in Mexico too in the news. Remember?
Hmm. Um, I don't know. That's it, I think.
All right, all right. That's enough. That's good. That was a very nice thing. This association of words can help you, uh, can help you explain it better because paraphrasing will make you use very simple terminology. Probably you are going to transform a C1 word or a B2 word, like overwhelm, and you are going to transform it to crisis. That sounds very similar to Spanish. So the task and the mission that you have in this particular level is to change that chip, to stop, try not to use too many cognates and try using more words, more appropriate words for the level that we want. Got it? So study all this, study all that information and all that. Something I also wanted to show you, which is, I don't know if you're going to consider it funny or interesting, but I want to speak about the difference between pronunciation and accent. And especially, I want to use the clip where the WHO director, Tedros Adhanom, is speaking. His English is really good. He has a fantastic English, but he has a very interesting phonetic application. Listen to him.
Enough was just as important. We cannot say this loudly enough. All countries can still change the course of this pandemic.
His English sounds very easy to understand. Do you agree or do you disagree?
Agree.
Agree. Why do you think is that?
I think because the pronunciation it's slowly or slow, and the words that he mentioned, I'm not sure, but leave us some spaces in each word, and
Good.
I think it's not faster. So, and I think
Fast.
maybe fast. Sorry, and maybe the pronunciation is like in Spanish in some words, or I don't know,
Right.
but
Correct.
it's really.
Yes. Is number one, the space that he is giving. He's speaking very, very slowly and very clear. So the first part that Carla mentions, the speed, is something that we need to relax a lot. Okay? Because I think that we confuse expertise and fluency. You know, many people, many students in this particular level try to go super fast when they speak because we think that fluency equals perfection, and that's incorrect. Fluency actually is more susceptible to mistakes because you are going so fast that you are not considering corrections, pronunciation, intonation, and many, many mistakes. We probably don't consider the mistakes. So we need to stop, similar to the Director General of the WHO. We need to slow down, go back, and correct yourself. Every time you have a mistake, repeat your sentence and correct it. Okay? That's the first thing I want everybody to do. Slow down. The second thing that Carla mentions is the accent. Yes, some pronunciations are technically wrong because he's used the word pandemic, for example. And if you see, the strong syllable is the second one. How do you pronounce this word? Let's start with Jimena. How do you pronounce this word?
Pandemic.
Good. The strong syllable is the second, no? Pandemic. Right? Everybody pronounce.
Pandemic.
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 Now listen to him.
Still change the course of this pandemic.
I don't know if you realize, but he said pandemic instead of pandemic. So the stress that he uses in the first syllable, that's because he's actually who nationality?
Indian.
He's from? He's Ethiopian. Ethiopian, according to Google. And probably in his language, I don't speak Ethiopian. In his language, the first syllable of pandemic is the strong one. That's why when he speaks, he uses a different intonation, and the pronunciation for that reason is different. That happens with the Spanish too. especially with the previous word. Enough.
And will change the course of this pandemic. And that change is loudly enough. All.
How do you pronounce this word? Pronunciation, Brian.
Enough.
In the second syllable, no?
Enough.
Everybody pronunciation.
Enough.
Enough. Enough.
Enough.
Listen to him.
Can't as important. We cannot say this loudly enough.
He said enough. This is not so important as structure, because if you analyze the expression, we cannot emphasize or internalize. I don't know, let me check.
It was just as important.
We cannot say this loudly enough.
We cannot say this loudly enough. This is similar to say, I want or we want to really emphasize that you need to do this and this and this and that. This, the expression cannot do something enough, is an expression level B2 or conversational C1. So this is a pretty advanced expression. To say something, we want to really emphasize that. All this expression is a pretty basic B1 form to speak. So technically, his English is really, really good, but his accent is having some deteriorating, which is just normal. That's why I really, really want to emphasize with you, pronunciation can help you on comprehension, but that's not the most important part. The most important part for you is structure and vocabulary. You got it? Add this expression to your glossary. Okay, on your glossary, add the expression do not do something enough. It's an expression, an idiomatic expression, and is to be emphatic. Sufficiently emphatic about an important matter. Add this expression to your glossary, please. Everybody. Any question? I will take that as a no. Who can give me an example with expression, I cannot say this enough? Right, come on. You can do this. Imagine somebody who always repeats something. Something that your parents always told you in the past. No one? Too difficult? Do you need inspiration? Look at this example. What does this sentence mean? We can't say it often enough. The sentence follows the pattern of an idiomatic construction that we use in English to intensify or emphasize something to the highest level. What happened? The basic structure is X cannot do Y enough. What? Cannot check this? Oh, Jesus Christ. We have another example here. You should floss at least once a day. What is floss? Floss is this thing that we use for your teeth. You know, after you brush your teeth, you floss. The dentist is saying this. You should floss at least once a day. I can't say it often enough. What does the dentist mean in this case? Idiomatic expression. Hey,
He emphasized, sorry.
cool.
He emphasized the
I emphasize, you emphasize.
he emphasized the
I
recommendation.
emphasize, you emphasize, and he
Emphasizes, sorry. He emphasizes the recommendation of flossing.
Excellent, very good. He emphasizes the recommendation of flossing very often. Am I right? Good. That was a nice paraphrasis. Good job. What can't you say enough? Why? What can't you say often enough? What do you always emphasize? To your friends, to your family? No, nobody has. Okay, Mitch, you have one.
When we go out to some place and we use the car, I tell my family to use a seatbelt correctly.
Okay.
I can say it often enough.
You pay it often enough. That's very good. You always insist on putting on the seatbelt. There you have it. There you have it. Good job. Very, very good job. So the same way, learn idiomatic expressions, learn collocations. I cannot say it often enough. All right. So good. All this instruction is to give you precisely the topic that I want you to deal with. Okay. Deal with pronunciation, yes, of course, but most importantly, deal with your vocabulary and your comprehension of idiomatic ways. That's why I need you to start getting this vocabulary by understanding contextual information and getting more idiomatic expressions. Every single week, we are going to get those videos, but we are also going to read in order to get more and more comprehension. Okay, what you are going to do is very similar to what happened to Mitch in this case. I want you to read the following passage, and then you are going to paraphrase for me. Okay, let's talk about the following passage. Video games are good for you. Let's begin with the first paragraph. Brian, you love paraphrasing. Let's begin with you.
Okay. Video games are good for you. For years, video games have been criticized for making people more antisocial, overweight, or depressed. But now researchers are finding that games can actually change us for the better and improve both our body and mind.
Good. What does the introduction say?
Says something about um, bad ideas that people had about video games, and now is telling you that is actually the opposite that of that.
Of that. Very nice. That's totally correct. Good paraphrase. Something that we need to take into consideration is that the first paragraph of a text of an article, especially for articles, will always tell you the premise of the article. So if you are going to paraphrase the first paragraph, taking into consideration that you are saying what the article is going to be about. Okay, if you need a quick summary of the plot, that's in the first paragraph. Now, second paragraph. Carla.
Yes, games can help to develop physical skills. Preschool children who played interactive games, such as the ones available on Wii, have been shown to have improved motor skills.
Good.
For
Just a second.
example,
What
sorry.
kind of games did these children play?
We
No, which kind of games? What kind of games did the preschool children play?
Okay, interactive
Nice.
games.
Let's check that pronunciation. Look at this. Look at the strong syllable. Where is the strong syllable?
The last syllable.
Kinda. The one before the last.
Oh.
You know, after the apostrophe, that's the strong one.
Okay.
So you pronounce.
Will be interactive. Interactive.
Excellent.
Interactive.
Everybody pronunciation. Interactive.
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 Excellent. Go girl.
Okay. For example, they can kick,
But read again.
catch, kick,
Read from the beginning, from interactive. Subject verb complex.
interactive, kick. It's the pronunciation. Sorry.
Where are you?
In the third sentence, in the third sentence, for example, they can kick.
Go back. Go back. Go
Okay,
through the
okay.
full sentence from preschool children.
Okay, preschool children who played interactive games, such as the ones available on Wii, have been shown to have improved motor skills. For example, they can kick, catch, and throw a ball better than children who don't play video games.
Good. Continue.
Okay. I study of surgeons who do microsurgery in
All
Boston
right.
found
Select your
that
pronunciation. Micro or micro?
microsurgery,
Much
I
better.
think.
One more time.
Microsurgery.
One more time. Complete.
A study of surgeons who do microsurgery in Boston found that those who played video games were 27% faster and made 37% fewer errors than those who didn't. Vision is also improved, particularly telling the difference between shades of gray. This is useful for driving at night, piloting a plane, or reading X-rays.
Good, excellent. You read much better when you do it slowly. Yes, you're doing great. And it's very nice. A very difficult word for many people is microsurgery, surgeons, and piloting. And the three, you got it correct. So that was you have a very good pronunciation, Carla. Good job.
Thank you.
So what was the paragraph about? Paraphrase.
Talk about how the video games help to children improve some skills in a specific motor skills, and also about the
Go the what? Chili. Us.
sorry, can you hear me?
Hi, you're back. The last thing I heard is what about children. You were saying something about children.
Okay. The next part that I was comment about the story show about the a specific percentage have less errors when they I understand when they didn't play than the others.
Okay,
And
that
the
was tricky. I didn't understand that part.
Okay, maybe I didn't understand well, but I
No,
remember.
you understood correctly, but the construction of your sentences was difficult to understand. Say that again.
Okay. That a specific a study in Boston show that a specific percentage of the children's have a less errors when they didn't play. But I'm not sure if it's the correct.
You're saying the word children's. That is
okay.
very confusing because I will understand as a native person will understand you children is, or children's possessive. The problem is that it's one child and two children, plural children. That S is not necessary.
Yes.
So let's reset that again.
Okay. A study in Boston showed that the children have less errors when they
Good.
didn't play.
Have in present,
Has
and in past,
had.
had. Exactly. What did they have?
Play.
Hmm.
Have played.
So what did they have? You said that they had something. They had something when they didn't play.
Had less errors
Less errors. Excellent. When?
when they didn't. No, when they play.
Exactly.
Yes.
That was the final correction. The context.
Yes.
It was that they had less errors when they played and more errors when they didn't play.
Okay. Yes.
You see? So here there was two corrections. One, slow down a little bit on saying correctly some words that are plural, others that are singular, conjugation of verbs, and consider all these words before running through the next idea. You know,
Yes.
that rush is a part that can affect our speech. Okay, but the
Yes.
phrasing was pretty good.
Okay. Thank you.
Good job, Karen.
I need
Very, very
to
nice.
stop my feet
Yeah, good.
because yes. Okay.
It happens. It happens exactly.
Yes.
That's very normal in this particular level. People think that fluency is positive, but
Yes.
really is the contrary. It's affecting the structure directly.
Yes. I agree.
Good job. You're doing a good job. Let's go with the next one. Let's try with Elsie. Third paragraph. 1, 2, 3, action.
Games also benefit a variety of brain.
What do they benefit?
A variety.
That's difficult. Look at this.
Variety.
Excellent.
Variety.
Every pronunciation. Variety.
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 Variety. Good. Perfect. So what do they benefit us?
Games also benefit a variety. Variety.
Good.
A variety of brain functions, including decision making. People who play action-based games make decisions 25% faster than others and are no less accurate.
Much better.
Are no less accurate according to one study. It was also found that the best gamers can make choices and act on
In what?
act on and act on them.
Yes. Act on them separate.
Okay. Act on them up to 6 times a second, 4 times faster than most people. In another study by researchers from the University of Rochester in New York, experienced gamers were shown to be able to pay attention to more than 6 things at once without getting confused, compared with the 4 that most people can normally keep in mind. Additionally, video games can also reduce gender differences. Scientists have found that Women who play games are better able to mentally manipulate,
That was it.
able to mentally manipulate 3D objects.
All right, let's go to the verb. How do you pronounce? Oops, this.
Manipulate. Manipulate.
Exactly.
Ma-
Manipulate.
manipulate.
Every other pronunciation. Manipulate.
Manipulate.
Nice. Manipu. Be careful. I heard somebody saying manipu. No, no, no. Manipu. Come on, come on. Come on. Manipulate.
Manipulate.
Good. Good, good. So what can women who play do?
Can you repeat again, please?
Yes, of course. What can women who play games do?
Manipulate
Mhm.
3D objects better.
Perfect. Yes.
No.
That's it. Perfect. Finished. Good job. All right. What do you remember about this paragraph?
I remember that gamers can take decisions faster than other people who don't play games.
Don't. Perfect.
Well, faster and the part of the women that have a better I don't know how to say, but it's about the special. No,
You want to say spectrum?
no, spectrum. No, I some a few. No, I heard that women don't have I don't know how to say spatial no.
Okay, yes.
It's
Actually, that exists too, but the pronunciation is pay.
Spatial. No.
Exactly.
Spatial.
Spatial.
Uh-huh.
So what don't they have?
Spatial spatial abilities. That is the reason that many women said that she drive bad
Okay.
or worse than man.
Or worse than men, yeah, exactly. Men, plural.
Men.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, but that's additional information. That was not in the text. All right. That was just about manipulating the objects and other things. But good. Good, good, good. Okay, that was a good use. I was very worried that you were going to use doesn't, but you used don't, and that was a good correction, eh? You have been practicing your correction, your instant correction. So that's a very good job. So, students, guys, what we are going to do is with the listening, you are going to practice word by word because I need you to get familiar with phonetics and vocabulary. With reading, you are going to paraphrase because I want you to get familiar with construction of sentences and practicing vocabulary. Yes, of course, word by word is important, but paraphrasing is important as well. Do you have any question right now?
No, teacher, thank you.
No.
Awesome. It's a happy Monday, so it's a happy time to go and relax. All right, let's begin the week. I'll see you tomorrow. Study. Start your glossaries. Whoever don't have glossaries, I need to see it ASAP, as soon as possible. Okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
See you, everyone.
See you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.